Alright guys, check it out. I kind of got an idea for this Manix2 that was generously given to me by J Davis 882. I love the knife. I love the ergos. It's smooth, it's comfortable, it's sharp, thanks to him. Like the knife a lot. Like the locking mechanism feels solid. But I got an idea for this knife. I used it a bunch when I first got it. But it's kind of been taking a back seat to some of the other knives that I have. You know, not because of lack of quality or anything like that, but I think mostly because the blade grind. It's a great blade shape, good for utility. Not that great for slicing things, or some of my biggest uses would be, food prep, stuff like that. But even just cutting stuff in general, anytime you're not just like cutting open a package or just using the tip or down here, I find that all the material gets hung up on these very thick shoulders atop this hollow grind or saber grind, whatever you want to call it. It's a fairly thick blade, not crazy thick, but it's thick, and it gets thick quickly. You're probably thinking, well, other blades have have steep hollow grinds or whatever, like my Manix2 which slices very well. But if you look at it, this Manix2 has about, let's just say an inch from where the shoulder is to the cutting edge. This has about half that. If you can see right there, a little more than half that. About the same blade thickness. But I feel that because this gets so thick so quickly, it's kind of like a steep or an abrupt outward angle. I'm going to illustrate it I'm going to draw on it, but I think that really hinders the cutting performance of this knife, and I feel like I would use it a lot more if it didn't have that. So, bear with the drawings, but here's your edge, let's say, okay? And then you have the hollow grind. Okay. Now, with a normal knife, the hollow grind will come out, and it'll go up, right? On this one, I feel like it's a lot more abrupt. I feel like you have your basic edge, you have a hollow grind, but I almost feel like just the way it cuts, just to exaggerate it, I kind of feel like it does that, and then goes up to the stock of the knife. Like that would be an exaggerated look, kind of like that, but my camera's not going to focus on it. So I feel like if I knock these, and it's thin right behind the blade, or right behind the cutting edge, it's fairly thin. So right here, we're fine. It's thin, it'll slice through stuff. But since from here to here is only like a half an inch, I feel like a lot of stuff hangs up, right about here. A lot of stuff hits here. So my idea is I want to cut the shoulders off. So even though it's thin, you still have to, this is basically how wide your edge is, right? That almost looks like a home plate to me, with how wide that gets. Obviously it's exaggerated, but you guys get what I'm saying. So I want to cut it off, so maybe here, and have my edge kind of do more like that. So I want to cut this off and take these shoulders off and effectively make the knife more like this. Obviously misproportioned or disproportional. I just made up, I think, 2 words in a row right there. It's obviously disproportionate in the picture. But I want to do that, and you can see it's a very pronounced shoulder right here. I kind of want to take that away. I want to try and do it with sanding by a very low grit and try and run it, but I don't know if I'll be able to have the angle without damaging the edge of sanding that down. I guess I should have set it up. Just see if I can hit it. I think I can. I think I can hit that and without hitting the edge. So I kind of want to sand this sharp corner off. I don't know too much, or I'm not too experienced with metalworking, actually sanding like metal off and removing metal and stuff like that. My mechanical experience pretty much extends to putting a car together and taking it apart and replacing parts on it, not actually molding metal or stuff like that. So let me know, drop me a comment, let me know if you think it's actually possible to do with sandpaper, if you think it's just a bad idea, if you think I should give it a shot. I don't want to ruin the knife because it does have sentimental value. However, I do think that that would increase cutting performance, and if you can narrow this down a little bit, I kind of just feel like it would find its way in my pocket more. I kind of want this knife to be almost like a kind of like an experiment knife, but not not an abusive experiment knife. I kind of want to knock that down around the top a little bit and possibly send this out to get some handles pimped on it. Just to really make this truly special. It already has, like I said, some special value to me anyway. So just so those are my ideas. Trying to knock off, instead of that's horrible drawing. But to the extremes, instead of this, where your edge is that wide, this should go on. Your edge is that wide. More like this, so your edge is streamlined, a lower angle, and with these rounded, it would help separate it more instead of having a sharper angle here. Just an idea. Let me let me know your thoughts. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I was just looking at the emblems on, kind of just looking at this angle, how it's really not, it's not near as steep as this, if you can see. The drop off here is much more clear. You can see that curvature there. You can see it here too, but it's harder to tell. So, and this slice is much better, much, I mean, worlds better. This will get through any fruit, this will not. So, pretty much, it's pretty much it. I don't want to thin out all this because I just don't have the manpower or the tools to do so. I think some sandpaper with a lot of work might be able to get this down. I guess really the only thing is the experiment, to give it a try. So just drop me a line, let me know if you think it will work, it's not going to put a dent in that, or your thoughts on it. Alright guys, thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next video.